Hello, everyone. Welcome to KTK Plus. I'm your host, Tristan VanBeem. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And I have another edition of Travel Tuesday with our friend over at AAA, Daniel Armbruster. Again, Daniel, how are you doing today?
Hey Tristan, doing great. Great to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Now, as you know, holiday season is just coming right here around the corner. And I just wanted to ask, with the cold temperatures setting in, why is it so important for drivers to pay attention to their tires when we're having this cold weather?
Yeah, this is that time of year where we get a lot of flat tire calls here at AAA. And cold weather, it causes tire air pressure to drop about 1 psi for every 10-degree decrease outside Fahrenheit. So that can lead to underinflated tires, which can be dangerous. It can cause reduced traction, especially on slick roadways. It can cause you to have less control over your vehicle. So proper tire care, it's just essential for safe driving in the winter, especially these next few months. It's going to be cold likely, and we could even see we once or twice a year see some winter precipitations. So it's just good to that and have good tires.
All right, now we've actually talked to some other people about tire pressure and how it works in the cold temperature. It's basically just a lot of people kind of panic and go fill it up, and then those tires, whenever it warms up, end up getting overinflated, which is probably what's leading to those flat tires or even some of them popping as well. And we're hearing that AAA expects lots of travelers and roadside assistant calls over the holidays. What is that going to look like for you guys? Is that going to be pretty hectic, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's all hands on deck over anytime you have these big holiday travel periods. But flat tires are one of the top roadside emergencies we will see this holiday season. At least historically, that's been the case. And just between December 20th and January 1st here in Texas, AAA will respond to about 40,000 roadside emergencies. And again, flat tires, a big reason for that is the cooler temperatures, of course. We're entering that colder period time of year. We also see a lot of dead batteries as well because of the cold weather, but really flat tires is something we see a lot of this time of year.
And now that we kind of know how tires are affected by that cold weather, what are some signs that your tires might not be ready for that winter travel?
Yeah, so you really want to watch for low tread depth, uneven wear, or just frequent
Mhm.
low pressure warnings. We advise drivers not to just go by the digital indicator in your car. AAA studies have shown that sometimes those can be inaccurate, but to use an old-fashioned tire gauge, check your tire pressure at least once a month, maybe more often during these colder months. But if your car handles differently also in a turn or you feel any vibration, those could also be signs that your tires need attention. And when it comes to the tread, we talked about low tread. You can actually take a quarter, turn it upside down, go in between the tread. If you can see the top of Washington's head when the quarter is upside down, you don't have enough tread, Tristan, and that
Mm.
can be dangerous.
I've never heard of that quarter trick. I should honestly go home and try that out on my tires as well. I need a couple of new front tires, but if
Yeah, yeah. We,
Th-
we we used to say a penny, but
Mhm.
it's changed to a quarter in the last few years.
Oh, so they just added some more tread on there just to just to give it that little bit of extra wear and tear. Okay, I
That's
get you.
right.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go check that out when I get home just to make sure that I'm all up to speed. And if someone isn't sure how to check their tire pressure or tread, what can they do to make sure that gets done?
Yeah, one thing you can do if you're not sure, you don't know how to use a tire gauge, you could go by a place like Discount Tire. They actually will just check your air pressure and your tires, check the exterior of the tire and make sure everything looks right. And if not, of course, you go from there. But it's usually free to stop by like a Discount Tire and have them do it. A lot of Americans actually don't know how to check their tires properly. So if you're one of those, then there's an option for you as well.
I love that you brought up Discount Tire because just a few months ago, I actually went over there just to check my tire pressure because they looked a little low and did it completely free. They checked it out, they aired them up. So that's a great trick to have, especially over because I know in Tyler over here, there's one over on Broadway, and I'm sure in plenty of other areas of East Texas, there's Discount Tires near them as well. And then beyond tire checks, when should drivers visit a mechanic as the temperature drops just to check and make sure that the tires are good and that everything else is functioning well?
Yeah, so before a long road trip is always a good idea to have your tires checked, have your vehicle just overall checked out by a trusted mechanic. Just here in Texas, we're looking at like 9 million people that are traveling for the holidays. 90% of them will do so by car. So it's really important, for those that are taking a road trip, make sure that you visit that trusted mechanic. Have them check your tires, your battery. As I said, if it's over 3 years old, we do see a lot of dead batteries this time of year because of the colder weather, but the average life of a battery is about 3 years. Also, the other systems that can be affected by cold weather, that just helps prevent breakdowns and a roadside emergency. Look, nobody wants to deal with a roadside emergency
Hmm.
anytime, but especially during the holidays, right? While you're traveling to go see family.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we love AAA because they're so helpful, but we want to not call them as much as possible, especially around the holidays too, and kind of derail the plans. And how
Sure,
does
sure.
how does AAA help drivers with reliable service and repairs during the busy travel times? I'm sure it's a lot for you all to juggle. So how do you guys handle that and help people whenever they need it?
Yeah, so one thing we have is a free community program. It's called Approved Auto Repair. This is a program that's been around for about 50 years now here at AAA. And what it does is it connects drivers with vetted repair shops that have been thoroughly vetted by AAA. They have to meet really high standards for quality as well as customer service. So if you need to find a trusted mechanic, you're not sure if there's one in your neighborhood, you can go on to AAA.com and that free community service, Approved Auto Repair, use that and it'll help you find a shop near you where you know you're going to get good service. If you are a AAA member, there's also some extra benefits that might help with savings as well.
All right, so we've heard about the tires, we've heard about, car batteries, and then also changing the oil and just other things like that to make sure that you are up to speed. And once again, if you don't know how to do any of those things, like Daniel said, you can go ahead and check out a trusted mechanic near you, and you can honestly check out AAA to see those vetted mechanics as well. Daniel, thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Travel Tuesday. I really appreciate your time.
Happy holidays. Thanks, Tristan.
Yeah, happy holidays.